I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Let's go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take your seats. It's time to get spooky in here.
All right. Enough of that. That pretty much told everyone to shut up. The demonic, what's his name voice, in my voice modulator. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Peti Kish on Live. Happy Friday, everyone. Like, we do this every Friday, pretty much almost every Friday. If not, some situations we do it on different days, Mondays, Tuesdays, but mostly Fridays. I've been getting a little seasonal. You could see the background. I put a little bunch of pumpkins in the back, stuff like this. You know, it's that fall season. It's that Halloween season kind of thing. Respect Day of the Dead, you know, all that stuff. So I was like, why not? I'm going to get a little festive in here and do that in the background for you guys. But also, yeah. So what is happening right now is I got a new video up, actually. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'm working on another video as well in the background. I don't know if I can even show you. You know what? I'll just show it on my Twitter because I'm on Twitter anyways. I mean, yeah, whatever. Twitter/X. I'll just show it there. But new video dropped a few days ago. If you guys want to check it out, it's here. Resident Evil 0 remake leak surface as it's reported to be in development. So I made a whole video on this. I really like this thumbnail. It looks really good. Great job with the AI art style thing. Yeah, I'm using a lot of that for my thumbnails recently. I've been trying to get just regular, you know, thumbnails going with like Photoshop or just edit. But sometimes I just want something quick, so I just do like an AI thumbnail so I can do it quickly. And I thought this turned out pretty good, so I use that as the thumbnail. But yeah, you can check that out. Another video was going to be actually happening this week, but I might have to postpone it. I might have to finish on the weekend because there was a lot of things IRL related, real life situations I had to take care of, so I couldn't work on that at the moment. So I'm probably going to try to finish it up this weekend. It's from a few, it's probably like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I forget what. It was probably a week ago. I talked about like the GOG Capcom thing. So I'm going to make another video on that because I already did talk about it on the stream itself, which is fine. That's why I won't talk about this topic already because you guys already get all the information in the video itself. So I'm not going to really talk about it on here. Okay, so what else we got today, guys? That was just a recap of what is going on. So what else we got is, so next Friday, we're going to get, which Halloween lands on next Friday, which is crazy. I was like, oh shit, I wasn't prepared for this. So next Friday, we're going to have the Halloween, I guess, Peti Kish on Live. I don't know what I'm going to do for that. It would be a last minute thing if possible. I kind of wanted to do some sort of something for it, especially the intro, but I don't know if it'll work out. Just saying. I don't want to get expectations too high, but it would be a fun little nod or just a little something, you know, for you guys, for like entertainment purposes, just for something, you know, fun, something silly, something, you know, like a skit in some sort. That would be funny, like some sort of skit, because I love doing skits, but they're very difficult to do, and I try to do them at like the last second, and it always seems rushed, but it still does pretty well in general. Any of those? Sorry, guys, if my nose is like clogged up, is because I have sinuses, so I might have to breathe a little bit, and my voice might be a little different today. But that's just how it's gonna happen today. That's it. It's getting a little bit chilly during like the cold season. I get my sinuses like start kicking in, and it's really annoying. And like spring, summer starts, I don't have as much problems. It's only during like when it gets colder out, especially winter. Winter is the worst for my sinuses, but that's just one of the things that I have to go through. But yeah, there is a lot of topic, guys, today to talk about in general. But it's going to be interesting today because it's the first time I'm streaming right now. Let me just check my live stream real quick. This is my first time live streaming on Windows 11. So I don't know how it's going to act, how it's going to glitch out or not glitch out. We're going to wing it because I just updated to Windows 11 and I'm using OBS. So we'll see, because I upgraded. Thank goodness I didn't lose all my info, all my, things I use on OBS, all the fonts, everything that I'm using in general. None of it's gone. I'm so grateful that it didn't disappear, because I know some people might have problems. There could be errors going around here and there, especially when you're upgrading to Windows 10 to Windows 11. I'm going to do a quick update on that and pretty much my own thought about Windows 11. I think Windows 11 is not a superior version of Windows 10. I think Windows 11 feels like it's just too much clutter, to be honest. Windows 11 feels too cluttery. I don't really like it. I just had to upgrade because, they're going to stop supporting Windows 10. And I was like, oh, shit, I got to upgrade. So I had my sister come by, and she helped me upgrade to Windows 11 because she's really good at computer stuff and all sorts of like software and all sorts of different things. So I told her to do it, and I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Windows 11, kind of weird. It's very iffy right now. It's because there's probably a lot of problems probably with the motherboard itself, the manufacturer, all that. It could be different, problems with that. But in general, it's okay right now, but I'm still not a big fan. I still liked Windows 10 a little bit more. I think Windows 11 needs a bit time, but I feel like Windows 11 overall, it's just not my cup of tea. But I had to upgrade. My next computer I'm going to get, I'm definitely going to start using Linux. I'm sick and tired of Windows, Microsoft Windows. It's not that good. It's not that good as it used to be. I just can't use it too much anymore. I feel like Linux is going to be a better platform for me over time. I'm going to have to learn how to use Linux. It's going to be like a whole new setup. But when I get a new PC, I'm definitely going to do Linux for sure. I'm going to upgrade to Linux because fuck Windows. Straight up. Straight up, fuck them. That's my honest opinion. Okay. All right, let's get to these topics, guys, because we got a lot to go through today. There's a lot. Before we do that, I got to blow my nose real quick. Okay. Let's get into these topics, guys. Let's get into the quick topics as usual. So last week when we talked about, the passing of... Oh, wait. Before we do that, actually, I just forgot. Sub and like the stream, guys. If you're new here, and appreciate if you do like what I do on here, entertainment, pulp culture, gaming, movies, all sorts of things on here, nerdy and what such. If you like what I do here, please, I'd appreciate if you can like the stream or comment or send some emojis or do anything, start chat going. Anything helps the channel, and it helps the algorithm too. Stuff's moving, there's more conversation, there's more interaction. YouTube likes that. So let's do that. I'd really appreciate if you could do that. It really does help. And if you like what I talk about and what you see on here, then yeah, sub. There's many videos on here you can check out, past, present, and future upcoming as well. So thank you all for doing that. And it's free too. If you want to like and sub, it's free. So why not help a brother out, you know? Help a small creator out. All right. Now let's get to the topic. I was talking about Team Ninja. So, you know, the main, you know, the guy who created like the Ninja Gaidens and the Dead or Alives that we know and love? Well, you know, he passed away last week. And it was breaking news when I did it because I did not know it. And it really, it impacted me a little bit where I was like, I was just shocked. I didn't know what was going on. And then I thought about it more. I'm like, holy shit, this is actually insane. So, you know, a lot of people came forward. He wrote his a message to all his fans. And it was a very good message. And it was a good message. And he was one of the legends of the fighting game genre, of the action adventure genre, like the fast-paced action. He was one of those people, and he didn't give two fucks. Let's just say. He did what he liked to do, and he did it well. He did it really well. People enjoyed his games. So it says Japanese video game developer Tomonobu Itagaki, just best known for creating. I can't freaking read this, dude. My eyes are crazy. They're so dry today. Okay, creating the Dead or Alive series and for reviving the Ninja Gaiden franchise in 2004. So he wasn't the guy that created like the old Ninja Gaidens, the 2D ones. He was the one that revived Ninja Gaiden to that 3D style that a lot of people like today, with Ninja Gaiden 4 as well, which is doing okay numbers, but it's not doing as well as I thought it's not going to do as well, but I thought it's just going to be just mid, to be honest, which I don't know if it is. It might be actually good. Who knows? In 2004, has died at the age of 58. So there he is. So I said, rip Itagaki, who inspired so many in gaming. He brought so much memories of his games he created during the 2000s that many will agree are still great even today. You will not be forgotten, legend. And I put the sunglass emoji because he always wore the sunglasses. And he had the Albert Wesker Resident Evil 5 trench coat, the leather jacket, you know. He looked like, you know what he was? He's like a rock star. Like, that's what I feel like. He feels like a gaming rock star legend. Like, you know that vibe where you get when you see a person and you just feel like, damn, I'm like shaking a hand of a rock star. It feels like you're someone big, but you don't think yourself as big, but for some reason you feel like this person feels very well known in some way. Like, there's something about this character. He was a rock star in like the fighting game community. He was there. I remember watching him when I was even young, like his interviews and stuff. It was crazy. Like, what great things he like brought out. With Dead or Alive, and like Ninja Gaiden, he made things cool, sexy, and I guess awesome and violent and brutal, and like everything, all the games he made, it had a style to it that's missing today in a lot of games that are coming out. I loved his style of games he created. It had that Japanese-esque, but it had that like modern, awesome, like grittiness to it that like got a lot of games today are trying to copy. You know, even between when they were making like Devil May Cry, even Devil May Cry is like inspired by Ninja Gaiden, and like, well, actually, it's more inspired by Resident Evil 4, but that's another thing. As well as like Bayonetta and a lot of these other games like Stellar Blade. There's one, Stellar Blade. Like, he could have made a Stellar Blade game himself if he could, you know? He would have done that. With like Kasumi or Ayana or any of those characters, like the female ninjas, he could have done something like that too. But, you know, he didn't have the time. He says he wished he could, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out. But there's more to it, guys. Because I found this clip here. Let me try to find it. Also about him. And this is a great clip. And this clip is by Cabrutus, as you know. He made the Steam client thing with Sweet Baby Ink Detected. And there's a lot of Cabrutus today because I found some good ones he posted recently on X/Twitter. RIP Tomonobu Itagaki, legendary creator of Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. And then he posted this video that we're going to watch here. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, let's watch this.
I'm creating entertainment rather than just a video game. So in terms of entertainment, it's quite natural for me to create beautiful women.
Hell
It
yeah.
makes sense rather than bringing ugly women into the game. It's very simple. Naturally.
No violence.
Violence. Entertainment. Beauty. Sex. Gambling. Gambling means that if people really like playing a game, then they'll pay whatever it costs. And that's all.
Based. Based.
I'm creating
Based.
entertainment.
What a legend, dude. Like, this guy's a rock star. What a legend. Holy shit, dude. That's insane. What a legend to him. What he said, everything, violence, brutalness, the fun, the entertainment, the sexiness, the coolness factor, and the gambling, which, let's not get me wrong, modern days with loot boxes, microtransactions, free-to-play games you buy skins for, he's not wrong about that either. That's a modern thing today, too. So, game gambling, pretty much. Oh, my God. There's a Dead or Alive poker game with the girls on it. Holy shit, dude. I didn't even know about this.
Holy shit.
This is my first time I know about this. Holy shit. But that's cool. Definitely. Dead or Alive was so ahead of its time.
Okay, whatever.
Like, because of Dead or Alive, I feel like Tekken got a bit better over time. Maybe. I would say maybe. But I still have, like, a soft spot for Dead or Alive. I feel like Dead or Alive, like, when I played Tekken 3, which was my first Tekken, I really liked Tekken 3. I know Harada, he was cool with Itagaki. He was cool with them. They were cool, but they always had a rivalry. Like, which one's better, Tekken or Dead or Alive? They always had this rivalry between them, you know, kind of deal. And in real life, they were actually pretty good friends in the background. They just had to act like that because it's competition. Obviously, people are trying to one-up each other. And it seems like Dead or Alive did well. I mean, Tekken did well. It's because Dead or Alive had competition with it. That's why now we have Virtual Fighter, new Virtual Fighter 6 or whatever it's coming out. It has a lot of references to Dead or Alive. Virtual Fighter would never change. Tekken would never change if Dead or Alive wasn't there to actually start something more intense, try something a bit different in the 3D fighting genre gameplay. So Dead or Alive was one of those games to actually push the limit. Now, it actually did push the limit, especially now you see these like sexy women but they're strong and good looking, and he said that. Why would you want to play ugly women? Exactly. Why would you? I'm not saying you can have decent looking women, like normal looking women. That's fine, in games. Or, but if you want to uglify women, there's a purpose why they're ugly. If they're actually ugly. Now, just because, you want to play a protagonist that actually is normally or good looking, why can't you have that? They always try to uglify women in a lot of these modern games today, but they forgot, like, most women, they don't say this, because we talked about this before. They don't say this, but they actually want the more prettier women in the game too. And so do the men. Same thing with dudes. The dudes want to play the masculine, the alpha Chad character, usually. Sometimes they like to just play like a medium Joe Schmo kind of character, It's one of those things. But, like, people forget about this stuff. And now it's frowned upon in today's society, which shouldn't be. Now it's actually changing. I think the pendulum's swinging a little bit differently now, that it's, I think, starting to get cool again to have games like this, like the early 2000s games to, like, the 90s to early 2000s games like these. I think people are starting to like these games and, like, make a comeback to them again in some sort of way. So I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was pretty cool to see this again. Because this rock star, because he is a rock star, he just I wanted to bring this up because it was pretty good. It's pretty good indeed. Really good stuff. Pretty based. And yeah, he will be missed. He will definitely missed. Okay. Let's get to the next one, guys, here. There's more here to talk about. Let's see. Let's get into these right here. I don't know what this is, but there's a lot here. I don't know if we might have to skim through it. I don't know. There's a lot. So apparently Steam's new personal calendar feature helps you discover new games. So they're going to have a calendar feature of games that will be coming out on Steam, it seems like. So Steam's personal calendar will help players discover new and upcoming games through a schedule of upcoming releases and personalized recommendations. So now you're going to have a calendar of showing what games are coming out, on what time, what period, new, old, or some games you probably never even heard of are now going to be shown on this calendar. Personal calendar is a store feature that will be available as Steam Labs Experiment. This will allow the company to gather feedback and make more improvements to this tool. It will show players not just recently released games, but also upcoming games. And it has been filtered down to a collection that Steam believes that players is most likely to be interested in. So it is actually good because sometimes there's some games out there that are so obscure, so it's like indie space when I look at games, and I have no clue what is, like, the most popular game. I check out some streamers, content creators, others out there, and I'm like, oh, so this game is popping off right now. Okay, but I'd never even heard of this game, This will be a good experience for me to check out on Steam to see what's coming out, mark it on my calendar and see if I'm interested or not interested. Like, check out some games, check some games out that I never even heard of or anything. This will give a little bit more publicity to smaller creators out there, I would say. And it could help. It could help as well. So that's definitely a plus. More integration with Steam, with getting these out here so we can actually see what's actually coming out. Pretty good. Okay, so we got more, another, let's just say another dev, like in the gaming industry, is walking back. It's leaving the company. We got more of them just like last week. So Remedy Entertainment CEO moves on from the role after nearly a decade. Whoa, what is going on? Whoa.
Holy
What is
shit,
going on?
shit.
Isn't I think Remedy? Which one is Remedy? I forget. Remedy Entertainment CEO is stepping down with immediate effect. Having held the position since August 2016. Things have not been looking very good for Remedy recently, primarily due to the FBC Firebreak's lackluster launch. Remedy's new former CEO provided a statement on the topic a little over a week ago, revealing that the game, the game has not met internal sales targets. Now, the latest update from the company shows that the CEO is stepping down. That sucks. So yeah, we're not gonna go through it. What did he say? I want to thank Toro Vistals for the substantially contributing to the management of Remedy since 2016. I personally thank Toro for Taro to good cooperation and wish him all the best for the future. That's crazy. So another dev or CEO this time, a CEO stepping down for this company. Interesting. Just wanted to bring that up. We got more people leaving the industry because it's not doing so good, especially in the AAA. AAA is the one that's doing really bad right now. Now, yeah, you have some good bangers out there, but they're not most of the bangers that we had good this year were all indie to AA. The AAA space has been lacking, let's just say. Now, if you're a Pokemon fan, this will make you happy. Pokemon Legends ZA sells over 5.8 million copies in first week, which is not bad. That's really good. You know, it's definitely better than 1 million copies or 2 million copies. This is 5.8 mil. So that did really well. I guess people were, well, I think it's mostly Pokemon fans, to be honest. I think regular people that are not Pokemon fans, they might be interested to pick this up. Just like I remember Pokemon Arceus came out. That was interesting. And I think a lot of normies that are really not into Pokemon, they really wanted to check out what Arceus was about. I think I have it too. I wanted to try it out because it looked different from the regular vanilla like Pokemon turn-based RPG that, you know, has no really much substance to it. I would say it's basically the same game. Sometimes they add new things into it, but this one had so much interesting things in it, like that really, to be honest, it on the internet itself, what I hear is it's very mixed. Some people like it, and some people say it's subpar. It's just okay. Some people are saying this is great. This is what Pokemon should be moving forward. And some people are saying, well, it's good, but it's not as good as, you know, for a $70 game. It's like, it's not worth the $70. I hear graphically has problems, you know, like a lot of the areas are smaller. The story's kind of mid. And then like the only positive thing I hear about it is the combat system that is a little bit better because you actually can move around with your trainer now and Pokemons fight each other. Like that's all I hear about it online. I haven't personally played this game. I really don't care for it. I don't even have a Switch 2, so I really don't care because I've been like done with Pokemon for a pretty long time. I think the last Pokemon I actually like played was Sword and Shield. I remember playing a little bit of that, but the one I think I played like the most from the recent ones was probably X and Y, Pokemon X and Y on the 3DS. I think that was the last one I actually played like legitimately to the very end, like played it to the end and beat it and try to get all the Pokemon, all this. And after that, I think Sword and Shield and like Arceus during that time was like, I know Arceus was an experiment. I think that's when it was pretty decent. It was good. But then I think the last one after that, I forget what it's called, like something Scarlet and Violet or whatever. That when it went down a bit. Like it was really underwhelmingly not the best. And I think this one is very mixed. I think it's mixed because for a $70 game, it doesn't feel like it's worth $70. It feels like a ripoff. This is a game that, fortunately, would be better if it was on a sale. But the thing is, Nintendo doesn't do really sales. Let's be honest here. They don't do sales. And if it's a sale, it's like $5 or $10 off. It's like the cheapest you could probably get this game, to be honest. It's probably going to be like 50 or 40. 40 is probably the lowest you're going to get for this game. But my guess is probably going to go to 60 or 50 at max if you want to get this cheaper. But yeah, good for them. You know, Pokemon fans eat up anything that's Pokemon. The problem is Pokemon fans have been burnt out. I know about this. This is like everything that has been coming out because Game Freak doesn't want to really change how Pokemon is played. It's been the same game over and over and over again. There's no innovation to it, and that's the thing that people are frustrated with. It's literally the same thing, and it's starting to get really boring for a lot of people. Now, doesn't mean Pokemon fans are going to eat it up because they do, because they're fans. They're going to get the newest Pokemon thing, you know? So this one might be a little bit different because of the battle system. It might be actually a little bit more interesting. I thought Arceus was the way to go, but it could be this too. I don't know. We'll see what the next gen brings for Pokemon. Hopefully they do innovate. They do change some things because Game Freak, what I heard about this when the leaks came out, I think this cost not as much as like a huge AAA game. It costs less than that. So the budget was a little bit smaller. So they made their monies back pretty much with this, I would say, since it's so small. And Nintendo knows that, you know, Pokemon fans are going to eat up anything that's Pokemon. It doesn't matter what it is. You could give them literally a Pokemon turd and they'll probably buy it. You know, a Pokemon turd, pretty much. A shitty Pokemon. You want a poop Pokemon. Poopamon, or something, and they'll probably grab it. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it would probably be a thing. But I'm just saying, it's good that they're doing this. You know, it's good for them, but I feel like it still needs to change in some way. They're making baby steps, which is positive. That is good. But we still are not at the time that Pokemon, there's so much Pokemon games, you would think they need to evolve over time. Literally evolve. The word I'm using, evolve over time. But they don't really. They really don't. They keep it safe, and that's the problem. Maybe they need to get out of their comfort zone and try something new. Pokemon is too safe. Really is. It's a safe IP. I don't know. It's baby's first RPG. That's what it is. Just saying. Okay. Which isn't bad. If you like that, that's fine. But, you know, I like something with enough oomph to it, like Expedition 33. Maybe because I'm older now and I like that more. So, I don't know. Just one of those things. Okay. Let's go to the next one here. Let's go here. What is this? Okay, so continuing with Team Ninja. I just saw this recently on Geeks and Gamers. They have a YouTube channel. Now they have their own like site that there's articles now, so they actually report news and stuff in the entertainment sphere, which is cool. So yeah, that's pretty cool with Geeks and Gamers. So they have this here. Xbox removed women. My bad. Woman. Hey yo, what the women from Ninja Gaiden to Black trailer. Honoring legacy or censoring characters. So yeah, like I remember this. They brought back Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And they had the trailer for Xbox, and the Xbox trailer censored all the women. There were like no women. And in the PlayStation trailer, which is the same trailer, if they added more to it, and they added the woman. So they wanted to censor it, you know. And they passed away. And where's Phil Spencer here from Xbox? Phil Spencer, the CEO of the publisher Microsoft Gaming, offered his condolences, speaking of the history, their efforts to modernize and create new franchises, and how we honor his legacy. But someone brought up the interesting detail about the way Microsoft and Xbox advertised the latest Ninja Gaiden release. Yes. So, Phil Spencer saying about this, honoring the legend, with Team Ninja's, lead designer Itagaki leaving us, and he says this, and then freaking he censors, Ayane and is it Rachel? I forgot who this girl is. Rachel is one of them. I think that's the blonde one. Ayane is the one with the purple hair. Maybe Kasumi is the one with the orange. I think I remember their names. Yeah, something like that. But this guy even says here, this is a woman. Haley, our boy Phil Spencer says we continue to play Tomonobu's Itagi's games honor him. Okay, so why did Xbox erase every woman from the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black trailer? They posted the same trailer as PlayStation, but replaced every single scene featuring women with pretty much censoring. Yep. Yeah, they censored it. Yep. And it has an M for mature, and this is, yep. I remember this. Haley's point is that the Xbox removing the women, why did I say woman? Women from the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black trailer hardly feels like honoring the man who made this game. This is particularly true when PlayStation has a trailer that is identical in every way except for the moments showcase of the female. So there you go. So a bunch of bullshit. It all comes back to not supporting beauty. True. Xbox division, we talked about this with Microsoft. They don't want curvy women or any kind of women that could disrespect the women that are working on these games, I guess. But you can have a woman like this work on a game. I'm not saying you can't. Because people are saying, oh, the Stellar Blade, the Stellar Blade with Eve? That this was an unrealistic proportion of a real female figure. And then they actually they didn't Photoshop, but they took camera pictures of the body of a Korean model. And it was actually a real proportion. It was a real body of the female form. It was that female that they used based on Eve. It was that model was based on what became out of Eve, pretty much. And they were hoping that, oh, that's not realistic. That's not real female features. There's no way. And then they found out, oops, it really was. They actually took pictures and they did the scanning thing where they do the body scan around the body. And I forgot what else. Kind of like motion capture, I would say. Am I still here? What just happened? What just happened, guys? Am I still here? Hello? Hello? Am I still here? Is the stream still here? I think OBS literally disconnected and it came back. I'm so lost, guys. Yeah, I think it's back. I don't think it cut out. It's still here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with OBS. I don't know what. I'm telling you, it's Windows 11. It's doing some funky things out there. So, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I just wanted to tell that, the whole aspect of this is I think the whole thing is women needs to speak up. Men are always speaking for women now, and we're trying to protect them and tell them this is not how it is, this is how it goes. And women are oh, we like to do stuff ourselves. They like to Modern women, the very modern feminine women want to do stuff themselves. Okay, let them do it. Now, you guys are disappointed that they're making females ugly in games, movies. They're not as good looking. And then you say, oh, we don't want them to be too pretty. We don't want them to be ugly. We don't want this, that. You're trying to, do too much. And then all of women are now backing up and saying, no, we actually want pretty women. We want to go back to what it was, kind of deal, We just want normal, average women. That's fine. It could be just a little slightly, but still feel feminine. That's good. That's fine. We don't have like these characters that are very, let's just say, what was it, Concord kind of women that no one gives a crap about. They don't look, in general, they don't even have to look attractive. I don't know why people always think they have to be attractive. They don't. They just need to look appealing. And most of the women that they make in the West don't appeal to most people in just general, even normies. Normies don't care, to be honest, but now I think it's creeping up and people are like realizing that it's happening. So yeah, I think women just need to speak up more. We need all those based women out there to actually speak up about this and just say it as it is. If you want to market something, you got to bring this kind of style to it. Like Ayane has style. People like to cosplay as Ayane. Like this right here, people would love to cosplay as Ayane. This style. There's a lot of cosplayers out there, like women, that love this style and would cosplay as this, But, if you make them, not good looking, no one wants to cosplay as a character that's not good looking. It's just a fact. There's a market out there for that. But for some reason, no one cares. Or people, the higher ups don't care. Let's just say that. It's usually higher ups in some sort of way. But yeah, that's that. How do I exit away from this image? What the hell? Okay, I'm exiting off that image. Okay, cool. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because it looked interesting. All right. Here's another one, guys. We got more layoffs. Star Wars Outlaw Studio hit with layoffs. Ubisoft tries to call it voluntary career transition. Bruh. No, it's not. It's laying off people. So they're just laying off a lot of people. How many people got laid off? How many people at Ubisoft? Does it say? It won't say. It won't say. Yeah, Ubisoft is a shell of itself. Like I said, Ubisoft is completely lost the point about gaming. And, yeah, it's just another way for them to just lose it. I think Ubisoft is so gone. Their game franchise are not as good anymore as they used to. And it was actually recent that it got worse and worse because it wasn't that bad like a few years ago, I would say. It wasn't that bad. It just got worse and worse over time. Ubisoft is cooked. I'm serious. Like, there's nothing to save this company. Nothing whatsoever. It's in trouble. And that's why I got a subsidiary. I got Tencent backing it up, kind of deal. So yeah, they're in trouble. They're in deep trouble, and they still are in deep trouble. So yeah, they're fucked. All right. This one's really interesting. I want to make this like a main topic, but let's just talk a little bit about this. So this is really interesting. I was thinking about making a video about this. I don't know the details of it, but this headline was pretty interesting. So it says, Devil May Cry creator thinks user experience more important to video games than pretty graphics. And I agree. I feel like graphics don't make games better. Experiences make games better, for sure. The experience, the gameplay, just everything about it, the art form itself. And it always focuses about graphics. Look at the peach fuzz on this female character's face. Look at the freaking hair motions of characters walk. Like, no one gives a shit about. They've performed that already in PS3, and we're still talking about hair follicles. Each one you can see. No one gives a shit anymore about graphics. It's about performance now, mostly performance. Graphics come second, but it's actually the experience of the game. How does it actually vibe with you? Do you like this experience? Do you like this story, this character, the characters that are told, the gameplay loop? Do you like everything that's going on? That whole experience doesn't have to be graphically amazing, because there's a lot of games I would say still today I like to play, and it's not graphically amazing at all, and I still like it, kind of deal. I like the games. I like the characters they made. I like the lore, the story. The gameplay is still kind of fun, like all of that. Like, that's a lot of retro games I have today too. Like, yeah. Let's read a little bit about this one. While the wider video game industry now unfortunately considers realistic graphics to be a significant indicator toward it given title's quality, Devil May Cry creator Hideki Kamiya. I'm really bad with Japanese names. I'm sorry if I butchered it. I'm really bad with names. I'm just generally bad with names. Let's just say that. Believes this outlook is and ideally to the medium's purpose of providing players with unique and especially fun gameplay experiences. I did it! Yay! I read it. You did a great job. Peti, you read it. You read it. You read it all. Great job. I had a brain fart for a second, dude. Yo, that was crazy. I had a brain fart right there, dude. I was like, what? What am I reading? My bad. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Wow. That was pretty embarrassing. Shit happens. We're doing it live. The storied Japanese director whose other styles outings include Resident Evil 2, the Bayonetta, and Viewful Joe. Oh, Viewful Joe. Oh, shit. Series. And Astro Chain. There's a lot of them. Offered his thoughts on the current video game ecosystem while speaking with Famitsu alongside Screen Juice Dev Studio. Founder Felix oh my gosh. Scale D, I don't know, I might butcher that. Whose original shape, shifting, centric, oh my god. Roulette, Mobid Metal is nearing its 1.0 release. Yo, there's a lot of here. I'm like, what is going on? Okay. Regarding the retrospect across approaches to action game development. Oh, yeah. Viewful Joe. Oh, they had Devil May Cry and Viewful Joe? I didn't even know that. What the heck? Did they like a collab? That's pretty sweet. I didn't know that. As the machine translated at one point asked as to the key points you emphasize when creating action games. Shka looked the load and declared Creating something players will enjoy is the most important thing. I agree. For we were partially focused on the combat elements, action, speed, diverse combos, and the character switching mechanic, where negligibility points. Also, for everything we put into the game, action, character, story, we placed the utmost importance on whether it looks cool. Yeah, style. What does it say? Style, cool factor. Even it could be sexy, like all that. It's a vibe. It's a vibe for sure. Agreeing with the segment, Kamiya then recalled new how players' consideration led to one of the Resident Evil series' most memorable quirks. I understand when I was making Resident Evil at Capcom, Kamiya served a system planner on the first game before being tapped to direct the sequel. So this is the creator of Resident Evil 2. I always forget who the creator of Resident Evil is. Like, I love Resident Evil, but I always forget who it is. This might be one of them. We faced a problem with the original PlayStation specs. Moving to another room inevitably caused a 6-second loading screen. Yeah, the doors when you open them in the OG. I remember this. Yeah, it was a loading screen. If we left it as is, players would stare at a black screen for 6 seconds every time they moved rooms, which would ruin the game. So we racked our brains and came up with a solution during the load screen. We only displayed the door model and made it open with a loud clank. User experiences is truly the most important thing. Thinking about how to avoid ruining it is fundamentally to games development. Following the brief trip down the zombie-infested memory lane of Raccoon City, the lead of the recently established Clover's dev studio turned to more broadly expand on his acceleration, explaining another thing is when making a new game, I can consciously aim to invent and incorporate mechanics that can only be experienced in that specific game. That's cool. Yeah, this guy's creative. This guy has some creative things going on, and he's making it. He's made like a lot of famous IPs because of his creativity. For example, in Bayonetta, we added witch time. When dodging, enemy attacks slows everything down. In Okami, we included brush stroke, which drawing with a brush affects the world around you. Yes, he did do Okami too. Oh, shit. Met with praise from Shandy, who beamed, "That's impressive. I feel like there is less of that unique, inventive fun in games these days. Just having pretty graphics doesn't really grab me. As a player myself, I still want that heart racing feeling from an experience you can only get in the specific game. Yeah, you could go back and play this old Resident Evil game and still feel like it was actually a really like unique, interesting, fun experience, you know? Like, you could go back to these, you know, like a lot of indie games are copying because it is pretty much an homage to Resident Evil. A lot of these indie games, you know, of course they have better graphics now, but they still play like these old Resident Evil games. It's because the story's well told. People love the characters, and the gameplay loop is fun. And Resident Evil has been mostly the same ever since the original. So, Mostly, I would say. Not entirely, but mostly the same mechanics. Um, some of them went more closer to the action orientated, but I'm saying like you're still getting the same experience, but it's always a little bit different, kind of situation. So yeah, that was pretty cool. What else do they have? Dwelling the thoughts of the to a close, Camille admitted there's no such thing as a convenient idea. Like, if you think about it this way, ideas will come. You have to approach it with the mindset that you must create something you can't experience in other games, and just keep thinking, what would be unique and interesting for that game? Yep. That's pretty much Elden Ring, Dark Souls series. A lot of games probably tried to do that, but they did it a way that it resonated with a lot of people. Now, Dark Souls is like one of the most, it's like a category of game now. That's how big it got. Like, when Metroidvania was a thing? Now there's actually a thing for Dark Souls. That's like a thing because they perfected that because it wasn't a thing that was really popular, and then it got popularized because of that, kind of deal. Same thing with this action adventure games, these cool action games. They were like Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta. Those are the games that like started this. You've even seen Nier Automata too. There's a lot of those games out there now. They're like that. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. Wanted to check this out. So he's pretty much saying, like I've been saying a long time, graphics don't matter. They don't. And that's the fact. Doesn't matter how many pixels I see on the screen. It is how am I going to feel when I play this game, and how I'm going to resonate with this whole, what you're trying to give me, this story, this creativity, this lore, the story, the characters, the game, the movement, the coolness of it, anything, kind of situation. Like, how do I resonate? That's why I really like the Uncharted series. I still have my Uncharted video, the when I made a fan tribute, because I really like those characters. I like the characters. I like the world. I like the Indiana Jones. Oh, I like the Indiana Jones. Sorry about that. Oh, my mic's going crazy. I like that Indiana Jones style. Kind of story, the pulp fiction kind of stories, Tomb Raider, all those. I like the historical, different aspects. I like that. So I resonated with that game because I like those kind of things. Yeah, so like that would make sense. If the graphics didn't look that good, if Uncharted came out during the PS1, PS2, I still probably would have liked it, just like I like Tomb Raider. Graphics don't matter. So, yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was a really cool topic to go through with that. Really cool topic. Okay, let's continue. Here's something that could be Halloween-y, festival. There's another one here on Geeks and Gamers. We're gonna have a lot of Geeks and Gamers today. Guillermo del Guillermo. Oh, I can't say his name well. Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro. That director, the really well-known director, the Spanish director, pretty much expresses interest in making a new Phantom of the Opera adaptation. Lovecraft movie probably not happening. I enjoyed this movie. I'm not a big fan of musicals, but there are a couple of them that I actually enjoy. I liked Phantom of the Opera. I really did. I thought this movie was pretty good. I liked it. I liked the music in it, everything. I liked the whole premise of it. I thought it was good. So, yeah, he's doing the new movie, the Frankenstein movie that's coming on Netflix and movie theaters, which I will definitely want to check out. That looks really interesting, really cool. Like a return to form, I would say, literally return to form, the old school Frankenstein, but in another kind of in today pretty much. But back then, they're still doing back then, but it's like just made today, movie-wise today. I wanted to see what they can do with the effects and everything, and how they can tell, the story again, but in like a newer way. I'm interested. But the Phantom of the Opera would be very interesting. Guillermo del Toro says the world he interested is doing is a new Phantom of the Opera film. Would be interested. Okay, he'd be interested. It's such a classic tale, but I would do it definitely. I have a couple of ideas, but for now, I'm going into crime and stop motion. He's doing stop motion and crime? I'm going into crime and stop motion. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's just an update. I just wanted to bring this up just to tell you that he was interested in making Phantom of the Opera. I thought he could do it well. But first, I got to see if that Frankenstein movie is going to be good first before I want a Phantom of the Opera, him making it, kind of deal. Okay. Okay, here we go. We got more here. More fast topics, which aren't that fast. Here's one by, I don't know if you guys see this. If you have Windows 11, I would highly recommend you turn this off and make your gameplay bad on Windows 11. But Pirate Nation posted this. Microsoft is training its gaming Copilot AI by watching you play games unless you turn it off. That's dumb. Microsoft's new gaming Copilot AI, automatically installed on Windows 11 PCs, sends screenshots and captures of your gameplay to Microsoft to train the AI models. Why? What?
Holy shit.
Why?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What's the purpose? This is a waste. Again, this is not just gaming. Dude, you wouldn't think that freaking Windows 11 can add spyware to your computer? Just saying. This is not just this. This is just another stupid way to spy on you, what you're doing, kind of deal. There's no way this is just for gaming, for the AI system. There's no way. And then here you go. Turn these settings off by going into Game Bar, Game Copilot, Settings Gear, bottom left, privacy settings. There you can disable or opt in the letting Game Copilot train on your gameplay instead of it being on by default. So yeah, I don't think I have this because I don't think my PC can do this. Even though I upgrade to Windows 11, I don't think so. But if this is a thing, I'm definitely turning it off because it's probably going to slow down my computer, and then my gameplay is going to get slowed down. Every one of these stupid apps I close because I need a better experience for my games. That's all I want. I just want a better experience. All these dumb apps that are running in the background that don't do shit. Well, maybe they are doing stuff, but they're just, waste of space in some areas. There's so much clutter in Windows 11. I don't give a shit about a lot of these apps. There's like one or two I might use, but like most of them, I don't care for. Don't really care for. But yeah, this was interesting. I thought it would be an interesting thing that you might want to look at. Here we go. Check this out. So that new Marvel beat 'em up game came out, the Cosmic Invasion? Well, I saw this, and Krabutis brought this up. Not trying to bash Cosmic Invasion, but this is such a good showcase of how timeless Capcom's arcade games are. They still look much better than the majority of fighting games released in the past 20 years. Marvel Cosmic Invasion 2025, and Marvel vs. Capcom 1998. Check this out. Look at this. So this is Invasion on the left, and this is Marvel vs. Capcom on the right. Dude. Okay, Cap doesn't look that bad, but the Capcom version is still better. Oh, yeah. This motion is way better. I'm not bashing. I played the demo. This game is really fun. The Invasion game, it's fun. I'm not bashing it. It's just, he's right. The Marvel vs. Capcom, even back then, the animations look way better. They look way better. Look at these animations. Dude. You could see it really with Wolverine. I think Wolverine looks really sick in this one. Even how he walks here in this. Dude. I can see it with that. Venom looks way better. Oh, yeah. Venom looks way better. More animations. Yup. Spider-Man. Spider-Man looks weird either way. But, yeah, I thought that was cool. I was like, what the heck? I didn't think about it. Look, and then you looked at them side by side, and you're like, oh, shit, Marvel vs. Capcom still looks better than this Invasion game. What's it called? Marvel Cosmic Invasion. But, yeah, it's by .mu, which I really like. And I did play the game. I played the demo. It's really solid game. It's fun. So, not bashing them. It's just, yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom just looked better. I'm sorry. It really does. It does look better. Okay. Let's get into this one. I saw this. Park Place had this article, and it says Bob Iger discarded George Lucas sequel trilogy scripts and ended Skywalkers against Kathleen Kennedy's wishes. Den of Nerds reports. What?
God damn! Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What do you mean? Actually, yeah, I know what this is. George Lucas, pretty much, he said he sold his baby to white slavers. He said that. He straight up said that to Disney. He sold it, and he probably, to him, the money was good, to him. But he kind of is upset about it. But I think George has moved on with Star Wars or any of them. He has moved on. But he has it always in the back end of his head that he wished he didn't sell it because Disney ruined it and they didn't follow what he wanted them to do with the next, Star Wars movies. And it was a shit show after that. We know that. We know this. When Disney purchased Lucasfilm in 2012 for $4.5 billion, George Lucas hand over more than just a company. He handed over the mythology to Disney CEO Bob Iger. The Star Wars creator provided complete outlines for a new trilogy that could carry his story forward beyond Return of the Jedi. But according to both Bob Iger's own memoir, The Ride of the Lifetime, and shocking new claims discussed by Dan of Nerds, it was Iger himself and Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy who made the decision to toss those scripts in the trash. Well, that's all I need. People are blaming Bob Iger. People are blaming Kathleen Kennedy. When then the fact is, it's all of Disney and Lucasfilm that is trash. They are the trash. They don't respect the source material. They don't respect George's vision. They don't respect anything. So you're not surprised why Star Wars has failed over the years. This is why. And why Indiana Jones failed, Willow failed. All of these IPs George did failed. They failed over time. You had that one good one because, Force Unleashed, because people were getting hyped for it. And people didn't know what Star Wars was back in the day, where they're like, oh, the 6 movies that came out, George created, is done. And people were getting hyped because we haven't seen a Star Wars movie for years. So Force Unleashed made a bunch of money because people were expecting, a good Star Wars experience. When in reality, we found out that no, that movie was actually very subpar. And to be honest, looking back at it and you see where it's going, it's kind of shit. It's just a copy of New Hope, like everyone said. It is just literally a copy and paste of New Hope. So he did not like George Lucas. In a recent Den and Nerd live stream, host Josh described being contacted by what he called his Omega source, someone who previously leaked details from Ahsoka. According to his insider, Bob Iger has no long held deep disdain for George Lucas' creative direction. Of course he did. Because he created something that was better than what you did. Just saying. He actually created. You didn't. You're just a CEO. You're doing stuff. You're not creating. You're just telling people what to do. I don't think you're really creating. Are you? I don't think CEOs do that. Maybe they have okays on some creative liberties, but I don't think they can create. The source claims Iger hated the prequel trilogy and the mythology complexity Lucas influenced into it. He allegedly wanted to scrub Star Wars clean off that identity. Disdained the franchise from his creators' ideas, tone, and characters. Yeah, but you just copy and pasted episode 4, 5, and 6. You literally copied those. What are you talking about? At least the prequels were a bit different from what we saw from 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3 were so different that it's still compact. At least it brings it all together, but it was still different because it was a different time. He wanted to explore something different during that time. The time of the Jedi, pretty much. The Republic, the fall of the Republic, time of the Republic, the Clone Wars, all that was said in the OGs, the old A New Hope, all the stories. He wanted to pretty much tell that story. And he did. I'm not saying it was super successful, but it was pretty decent. I like the prequels. I know some people hate on the prequels. I like the prequels. I don't hate them as much. I don't. I like the OGs the most, obviously. I like the prequels, and then the sequels. To me, they're not even canon no more, to be honest. They're so shit. When Disney acquired Lucasfilm, one of the Iger's first acts was reportedly to kill the Clone Wars television series, a project Lucas personally oversaw. Dan Nerds states that Kathleen Kennedy actually fought to keep Clone Wars going, but Iger himself ordered it to shut down because of its strong connection to Lucas prequels era storytelling. Okay, so Bob Iger just didn't like George at all, and he wanted to cancel everything. Kennedy kind of said, no, let's keep it because it's still part of the lore and all that, but she's no better than Iger, to be honest. Let's be honest. They're not the best. From there, the pattern confirmed. Iger blocked additional Clone Wars episodes. Yeah. And all that. Okay. The war against the Skywalkers, according to Dan and Iger's disdain went beyond the prequels. The insider eglets that he wanted the Star Wars brand to move away from the Skywalkers altogether, to erase George Lucas' legacy and replace it with Disney's version of Star Wars. Oh my. Dude, I can't read this. This is so frustrating.
Holy shit.
This is so frustrating. How are you this dishonorable? It's not even funny. You bought an IP and you don't want to even... Star Wars does this now. Disney Star Wars takes from the EU and makes it like it's new when it's not. They just change the story arcs. It's so absurd. It's disgusting. Creative, the solution. Fans have questioned for years. Luke Skywalker, controversies portrayal as failed mentor, the death of Han Solo, the sidelining of Leia, and the decision to end the Skywalker bloodline entirely by the close of the Rise of Skywalker, which makes sense now. Why he wanted to get rid of the Skywalker bloodline. When the whole thing is surrounded by, the whole story is surrounded by the Skywalkers. The Skywalker, it's literally the story about the Skywalker lineage, I just say. It really is. That's the whole story of Star Wars. Skywalker lineage is what brings it together. The whole thing. The ups, the downs, the families, the people they meet during these adventures, the wins they get, the losses they have, the people they've lost, the people that have helped them. You know, the Star Wars. It's a soap opera genre drama in space. Like, it's all about that. But for some reason, that was gone. All of that. Everything, they just get rid of the Skywalkers. We don't need the Skywalkers no. That's pretty much it. I can't read this no more. It's actually making me frustrated. Because I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. There's only 6 movies, and that's it for me. There's only 6 movies. Some people say there's only 3, which is the OGs. But I think there should be 6. I think there's only 6. And a lot of the EU stuff, even though there's some dumb shit in the EU too, I feel like they're more canon than anything Star Wars today does with Disney, to be honest. I think they're still more canon. Since we're talking about Star Wars, let's get into the next one, because this just came up recently, and people are going crazy for this new leak that came. I think it's a leak, or maybe it was leaked to start conversation. So I think this might have been a leak that started conversation, and more people are talking about it because more people are like saying this is dumb, or people actually want this, which I'm like questioning why, but okay. So Geeks and Gamers have this article, and it says Bob Iger reportedly killed the hunt for Ben Solo Star Wars film with Adam Driver despite Lucasfilm support. What?
Huh?
Why? If you guys know, spoiler alert, Ben Solo dies at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Kylo Ren dies at the end of Rise of Skywalker. He does the kiss goodbye to Rey and then dies. He doesn't even become a Force Ghost. He just dies. It's just hilarious, but yeah, Adam Driver. Actor Adam Driver was revealed that he spent 2 years developing a Star Wars sequel film with director Steven Spielberg. What? What the fuck is this? A project titled The Hunt for Ben Solo, which reportedly had Lucasfilm support but was ultimately shut down by Disney executives, including Bob Iger. So Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm wanted this, but Bob Iger said no. Huh. Now, from all the characters in the sequels, I think Adam Driver might be the best one, Ben Solo. Even though he cries a lot, he's a crybaby, he wants to be like his father, blah, blah, blah. I think he still has more interesting plots that you could have evolved more with him, with Adam Driver, with Ben Solo, Kylo Ren. I think he was the most interesting. In the beginning, I thought it would be Rey, but then Rey really didn't become interesting. She's just a nobody after all. But Adam Driver has that lore because Han Solo is his father. Also, rip Han Solo. Fucking, I still hate it today. I know Harrison Ford wanted his character to be gone, but they could have done it a more honorable way than this. I'm just saying. I hate it. I dislike it. Hate is a strong word. I dislike it to the max. Let's just say that. And then Leia is his mother too. Yeah. And then Luke didn't have kids, didn't have a wife, which is bullshit. Which is complete bullshit. In the EU, he did. Yeah. It's bullshit. So this is interesting. Steven Spielberg, 2 years with Adam Driver for this script. That's crazy. A lost sequel. So what would it be? Because he's dead. Would they be searching to reanimate his body and bring him back to life like a Jon Snow kind of situation, like a ritual? Like, what would it be? Because he's dead. He can't even be a Force ghost. Like, I don't understand how. It's like, death should mean something. You know, I hate it when they do this. You know, ever since, like, they did this with anime. They did this with a bunch of stuff. Game of Thrones did this, but they only did it with Jon Snow. And they do it in a lot of things. Even anime does this all the time, especially in Dragon Ball. When someone dies, it should mean something. Like, there is a meaning to your death. You have to have something for it. If you don't have meaning and people just come back again and again, like with the Dragon Balls and Dragon Ball Z or anything, there's no purpose. When Krillin dies, you know, Frieza kills Krillin, just for example, and it's super impactful when he dies, right? It's brutal. They just res him back up with the Dragon Balls. They just bring him back to life. Like, what's the point of dying now? Like, when you just bring people back to life constantly and there's no point, like, no. Let Ben Solo just finish his arc and that's it. It's done. Now you can do a prequel for him, which I don't think they would, but they could do a prequel for Ben, but I don't know. A sequel? Nah. There's no way. It would be bullshit. Speaking with the Associated Press, Driver discusses this time as Kylo Ren and his openness to returning to the Star Wars franchise under the right circumstances, according to an interview. Those circumstances come in 2021 when Driver began collaborating with Academy Award winner filmmaker Steven Spielberg on a film that would take place after the rise of Skywalker. The concept centered on the idea that Ben Solo, having renounced the dark side, survived the events of Episode 9 to bring the story to life. Okay, so after he died with the kiss of death, pretty much, he, gave his life to Rey, kind of deal like that. Apparently he woke up when everything was getting destroyed, and he went to one of these X-Wing things or whatever, the TIE Fighter or whatever these are, and escaped the planet, and then no one heard of him ever since. And he's now, like, in hiding. Is that what they're saying now? Because that would be so retarded. That would be so retarded, but at the same time, I could see it happening. I can actually see it happening, how retarded it would be, because Disney Star Wars is absolutely mentally ill. Soyber and writer Rebecca Blunt worked alongside Driver to develop a detailed treatment before bringing the Conchin and the report screenwriter Scott Z. Burns to draft the full screenplay. Driver said The project was formally presented to Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, Executive Vice President Carrie Beck, and creative lead Dave Filoni. According to his account, Lucasfilm responded enthusiastically to the idea and saw potential in the story. So they okayed it. Okay. A corporate shutdown. The excitement didn't last. Once the project reached Disney headquarters, the reception changed. Driver revealed that when the film was brought to Disney CEO Bob Iger, the studio chairman Alan Bringman, they rejected it. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive. Driver explained that decision ended the project. I agree. I'm glad that this didn't happen. But if it did happen, it'd still be retarded. Let's be honest. Even Adam Driver, like he's trying his best to somehow bring this character back, blah, blah, blah. He probably hates what they did to his character, but he wants to redeem himself, blah, 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 kind of deal. Let's just keep him, let's just keep him not here anymore. We don't need him to come back to life or he survived somehow kind of deal. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. I don't think we need that. Maybe a prequel, maybe, but I don't know. Driver describes the hunt for Ben Solo is a project that would never return to the tone of the original trilogy. Less focused on spectacular and more on character, which is cool. I would have liked that. More character instead of the crazy explosions and stuff going on. I like the character, development, character arc. The plan, he said, was to keep the production modest in scope of budget, focusing instead on storytelling and emotion. Okay. I don't mind that. That's good. Once in a while, you can have some battle scenes here and there, like protecting himself, but I feel like, I don't know. We want it to be jokingly about how to spend money and do it for less than most. Driver told the AP, explaining that he and Soldberg almost to make something handmade and character-driven, in contrast to the large-scale blockbuster model that has defined Disney's recent approach to So he wanted a lesser project that's not as big and bloated. The financial fallout Star Wars isn't a sure thing anymore. Another canceled chapter for a franchise in decline. So Adam Driver's concept did not happen, so he moved away from the character. And I don't know where this leak came out. Maybe Lucasfilm leaked this out. Maybe Disney leaked this out. Someone leaked this out, and people are speculating. Some people want this to be a thing, and some people say no, because the sequels were already shit, and just doing another thing and retconning Ben Solo's death would be shit too. So either way, you're not going to get what you wanted. So, even though he's the best character in the franchise, that doesn't mean he's the best character in the Star Wars world. Let's just say that. Maybe he's the best in that sequel era. Maybe. He's the most interesting, I guess. But it's like a shit, but a shiny shit, It's a shiny golden shit turd kind of concept, I would say. Like, looks good, but when you find out what it is, it's not that good. It's not that good. Yeah, just leave it as is. No worth, no time to go back to Adam Driver needs to find a different character to play. Even look, check this out. Another one with Lawrence Fishburne shuts down question about joining Star Wars. No, I'm good. Bruh. He even said, he's like, I don't want to play Star Wars. Star Wars is pretty ass. No, thank you. But Fishburne would play fucking in that new season of Witcher 4 with Liam Hemsworth as Geralt. That dog shit thing. He would play that, but he won't play Star Wars. Like make that make sense to me, because it doesn't. So he just turned it. He's like, nah, I'm good. Straight up, he's just like, I'm good. I don't want to play this. I don't want to do Star Wars. No thanks. I'm good. So funny. All right. Let's get into Stranger Things. So the final season of Stranger Things is coming out soon, and it's split up in November, December, and New Year's kind of deal. So they're splitting up the final season. This is it. There's no more Stranger Things after the 5th final season. And it says in this Geeks and Gamers article here, this is a rumor, guys. Take this with a grain of salt again. Rumor, Stranger Things final may hit theaters after Netflix initially said no. Because they said originally that people are saying, are you going to do the movie theaters? Because it's the final one. It might do some numbers. And Netflix said no. Now it seems like they're backing up away from that when they said no, and they might actually bring it out in theaters. Now, what is it? The final maybe hit theaters after Netflix. Okay, so is it only the last episode, or is it going to be the whole season? According to a new report at Puck News, Netflix may be preparing to bring the Stranger Things series final to theaters after all. A series final. Okay, just weeks after both the streamer giant and the Buffer brothers said it wasn't happening. Industry insider Matt Baloney claims that Netflix is now in active talks with AMC theaters and other major chains to debut the 2-hour Stranger Things finale on New Year's Eve, 2025, the same day it releases on Netflix. Okay, so it's only one episode. It's the final episodes on New Year's. Okay. I thought it's the whole season. Oh, okay. The 2-hour Stranger Things series finale will debut on AMC and other theater chains on New Year's Eve. The same day it drops on Netflix, wrote the latest Puck News newsletter. The deal still isn't signed, I'm told, but it's happening. Okay, so it will be happening. I think it's selective AMC theaters. I think this is going to be selective. It's not going to be everywhere. But I feel like Stranger Things has, what's it, like 10 years now since Stranger Things Season 1 came out? It's been a while. I could have saw this when Game of Thrones was a thing. When they finished the season, I could see that because there was hype for this. I think Stranger Things, there's still hype for it. And there is like a pulp culture thing where people will watch about it. And I do see it everywhere, people talking about it all the time, Stranger Things, when it does come out, kind of deal. So it is like a pulp culture phenomenon, I would say. Stranger Things is one of those big names. But I feel like the time is starting to pass away for this, even though, yeah, it's going to be huge. And for sure, this is going to make some money, I would say. I don't think it's going to make huge amounts of money because after how long since season 4, after that, actually, season 4 was really good. Season 4 was my favorite season is still the first season because it's so small and it was still a mystery what was going on. The first season is always going to be the best one. Season 4 was really good. It's going back to what we loved about Stranger Things. It went back to the basics, and it was a higher budget one, but it still was really good. Now, season 5, we don't know much about. We know that, Vecna's coming. All these characters, it's going to be like a huge out war. They're going to try to defeat Vecna. It's going to be over. There's probably going to be some deaths now because we're getting to the part where characters are gonna start dropping like flies. I would say maybe we'll see. I don't. It could be that only like one or two people, go away. Get wrecked, but it could be most of them are still good. Especially, yeah, like the young kids are not young anymore. They're actually adults now. They're like in their 20s. Like Millie Bobby Brown's like married now and stuff. It's like, yeah, these people are not kids anymore, and they're acting like kids. Like, I know they did this in the 80s. Like, a lot of actors were older, and they had to play teenagers in some movies. I know that, but they were actually kids. I think it took too long. This series took too long, and I think it's still going to be popular, like I said, but it's just something about it that it took too long. Not like Game of Thrones, where it was constant on every time they would have a new season. It would just continue. Even though the last season was dog shit for Game of Thrones, it was still continuing. It was still going on. It was going. This show was like, even during the pandemic with COVID and all that, with the coof, they had to reschedule, do different things. It took too long. It took too long. Even when season 3 was coming out, I remember season 1, season 2 almost like came out like almost a year before, 1 year after. It was just perfect. Then season 3 came, and it was like a long wait. Maybe it was like a year or two. And then season 4 took way too long. It took way too long. But they made it long. It was really long because of the way people were like, oh, because you won't want to miss this. This is going to be great. It's going to be a longer experience because of the wait time, everything. And now we waited even longer now with season 5. I don't even know when I watched season 4. What was that, like 2-3 years ago? Like, this is why people are going back and rewatching the Stranger Things show, because people have forgot about it. Like, a lot of the things that happen. Even though a lot of people know the characters, people know the story plot are, it's like a lot of things extra that happen in between. That's why people are going back, because they might bring it up in the last season kind of deal, But this thing with movie theaters, I think it's going to do decent. I don't think it's going to do like crazy numbers, like box office or anything. It's just going to be decent enough. I don't think it's going to do crazy numbers, though. I think there's going to be some hardcore Stranger Things fans that are going to watch this in movie theater and experience it. Because it'll be like, it's just for an experience. Let's just say it's just an experience. Movie theaters in general are just experiences now. If it doesn't give you an experience moment or a feel to it, there's no one's going to go to the movie theater. No one watch movies anymore in movie theaters. Only for an experience now. People need to be hyped. Usually if it's like with that Demon Slayer, K-pop Demon Slayer sing-along or whatever, people went to that because people wanted to sing along, I guess. It's like people just want to be connected with others. Now, not just watch a movie anymore, kind of for actually entertainment, So, yeah, I don't know. I think there's going to be eyes on this. People want to see how it finishes off. I definitely think it's going to be one of the most talking points during this whole 2-month period. I think a lot of people will be talking about this more than The Witcher, more than any show that's coming out. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It has to be. It's a pulp culture phenomenon kind of show, and everyone will be watching. Everyone will be checking it out when it drops. So, yeah, Stranger Things. I'm going to put my expectations pretty low on this one, but I am interested to see how it finishes off with Stranger Things, But yeah. All right, guys. We got one more thing, and this is a final. This is a small one. The last thing today. because I'm about to hit the 2-hour mark. Here we go. I think so, soon. I saw Cabrutas post a lot of these. So apparently Street Fighter teamed up with McDonald's. Wait, right here. Street Fighter teamed up with McDonald's for, I guess, this commercial they're doing. I don't know what this collab's going on with McDonald's. I have no clue, but I booted up Street Fighter 6 a few days ago, and it had me in a poll. They were asking if you like the chicken. Like, there's 3 types of different things they're adding. It's the double cheeseburger, Big Mac, a chicken Mac, and a chicken I think it's a teriyaki Big Mac too. So these are all different types of versions of like a hamburger, I guess. I thought the teriyaki sounded pretty interesting. It's very unique and different. I was like, check that one out. That one actually look. But I don't really eat McDonald's. But I saw these commercials and I was like, damn, these look so good. They don't even make these in America anymore. I wish they did. But these are from Japan, so they're promoting McDonald's Japan with Street Fighter. This is the best one. So which one's this? Let me see. Check this out. Koriko. What do you say? Koriko Burger. Street burgers. Koriko Burger. I love this. Oh shit. Teriyaki wins. Let's go. The teriyaki. There's a hamburger for you. Hey. Oh, it's so good, dude. What is this? Oh, there's more. This is the Chun-Li one. What did she get? So Ryu got the chicken teriyaki. Oh, she got the chicken. Mayo chicken. Johnny Mayo chicken. Which one's the teriyaki? Is it this one? It looks like there's an egg on it too. Is it salmon? I don't even know, dude. I kind of want to buy it. Chun-Li. She had the burger. There she goes. Hikoken. Hadouken. And then, yeah, it looks really good. Looks good with the Ryu too. Where's the other one? There was a Ken Masters one. Oh, here it is. This is Japan managed to turn a McDonald's ad into a masterpiece. Yep. Pretty much. This is so cool. So Ken, I guess, got the cheeseburger one, double cheeseburger. Tony Cheese wins. Oh, double cheese. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Those dude, these look so good, but when you get them, they don't look nothing like they do in the pictures. Even though I don't eat McDonald's, I don't eat McDonald's anymore. I haven't eaten McDonald's since I was a kid. But these look actually pretty good, but to be honest, these wouldn't look like this. Yeah, but yeah. Good job, Ken. What? I got the flaming cheeseburger, double cheese. Dude, this is so awesome. I don't know. I'm into it. I wish they would do stuff like this. It's so good. So good, dude. This is awesome. Awesome cheeseburger commercial. Awesome. Yeah, but they did that collab, so I was like, oh shit. I picked the chicken teriyaki or whatever. It's the salmon teriyaki. I don't know what it is. Teriyaki one because it sounded different than the other two. So that's why I picked that. In Street Fighter 6, you have to vote. All right. That's it for me today, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching, lurking, whatever you're doing in the background, rewatching. You guys are the real ones, the MVPs. Rewatching. I feel like a lot of people are rewatching these live streams again, videos. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying a little bit more content I'm giving you guys while other videos are coming out. I always try to give you something at least if I can. I've been pretty busy myself, but thank you again. Like the stream, guys. Sub if you're new here. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for coming by. Whatever you're doing, lurking, watching, commenting, everything helps the channel. Thank you guys so much. A lot of topics today, but we went through them. I will leave timestamps for you guys in the description below or whenever for each one. When I can, I will. And when I'll go live, I will post it in the YouTube posts so you guys can check it out when I go live. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it today. Yeah. Thank you again, guys. And I think we're going to get off now. Next week, I'll see what I can do with the Halloween stream because I want to make that a little bit funner for you guys. Do something a little bit different with the Halloween stream than I usually do when I do topics of the week kind of deal. I want to do something a little bit different. But we'll see with that. I'll check out what I can do with that. If you have any interesting info you would like to see me do, then let me know in the comments below or anywhere else, guys. Let me know. Thank you again, guys, and have a good weekend all. I will see you next week with more topics, more content. And new video will be coming too soon, guys. New video will be coming soon as well. So check that out when it's ready. All right, guys. Have a good one all. I'll see you.
Are you not entertained?